Hello, hello. For,
Hey,
s- for,
hey.
s- for some reason, I cannot start my video. You can start video.
Oh, that should be the team that should give you permission to start your video.
Okay. Then
I
let me
think I
share.
might be able to actually. Let's see here.
Let me see.
Boo-ba-doo-boo-boo. Allowed to record. I'm just a co-host. I'm just a
There you
lowly
go.
co-host.
Thank
There we
you,
go.
guys. I have the power now. Ha 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 ha. Hey.
You can see you. How's it going, Mark?
Hello.
Long
Hi.
time no see.
Hello. Long time no see. How are you?
I'm doing good. I'm doing good.
You're looking good. All right.
Oh, thanks. I got some color in my cheeks. Went out in the sun today.
All right.
Right on. Yeah, I guess since we're starting the webinar here, I might as well give an introduction to everyone. My name's Kai. I'm based here in Calgary in Canada, and Mark is down in Mexico, where it's probably a little bit warmer, I think, still. Is it still kind of summer stuff down there?
Still, like sometimes now we're getting those times where nights are cold and then the day is hot and then the day is cold and then so it's the mix in the transition for winter.
Autumn is coming.
Autumn is
Um,
coming.
yeah, exactly. All right. Yeah. So I guess I better give you guys an introduction here. What's going to happen? We're doing our webinar today. Mark's going to be kind of doing a live demo, kind of showing you how to commercialize Cartoon Animator in various ways. You're probably already familiar with the outline, so I won't spend too much time, going into that. Mark can introduce it a little bit later. Just to basically give you the outline of the webinar process here. I'm going to be introducing, and then Mark's going to be live demoing. We will have a Q&A session at the very end of today's webinar. So if you have any questions, put those questions in the Q&A section of your Zoom panel. I know this is live streaming on YouTube as well, but we're not going to be answering questions from the YouTube stream. Just so you're aware, you have to join on Zoom if you want to have your questions answered in real time. And again, this is, like I said, being live cast on YouTube, so you can go back and review it whenever you want. Don't worry if you missed something. It'll be on our YouTube channel, and we'll send out links later on. And as always, we're going to send out a survey for you guys. If you have any questions or comments or suggestions, please fill out that survey, and we will give you a 10% discount for the content store, which is really cool. Speaking of, we'll talk about the content store in just a little bit here. Is that basically all we need to go through? I think that about covers the basics of the webinar. So again, the Q&A panel, we already have 60 odd people with us. So thanks everyone for coming to join us today. Yeah, I'm going to do a brief introduction, a couple things, a couple updates. I know we'll have a lot of questions about Cartoon Animator 5, which is coming out end of this year. We're looking for an end of this year launch for that, and I'll be able to answer some questions about that. I'm just going to share my screen really quick, if you guys don't mind. Okay. There we go. Okay, so if you want to check out the work in progress landing page for Cartoon Animator 5, this is it. You should be able to see my screen right here. Yeah. A couple of new main features that I want to just quickly discuss. I'll throw this in the chat window for you guys here as well if you want to just check out that page on your own time. Basically, the main features that we're promoting right now are on the top here. Spring dynamics, which is really cool. This is a huge thing.
Time saver.
Yeah, huge time saver for sure. You can see all kinds of examples of spring behavior here. You'll be able to define spring bones, and they'll have natural spring kind of bouncing behavior, which is really cool. Like Mark said, save you a ton of time, and you can browse this page on your own time to kind of check it out. There's also freeform deformation. It's going to be more detailed and more exaggerated than we had in the previous version, Cartoon Animator 4. So we'll have it's a lot more comprehensive, and you'll be able to kind of stretch and really kind of make your animations a lot more dynamic with a lot more control over them. You can see this complicated looking window on the side over here, and we'll have tutorials on that in the future as well. One of my favorite things, the coolest thing that's coming out is vector animation. So we now support vector formats, which means you can, like it shows here, you can zoom in, zoom out. There's not going to be any graininess on your image. You can see uncompromising visual details right here. This is a huge thing really for any like 2D animation software. That means, like it says here, you'll be able to scale in, scale out, zoom in, zoom out as much as you want, and your edges will remain sharp on all your images. And we can talk about that later if you guys have any questions. Of course, as well, the adjustable colors and styles. Now you'll be able to
Yeah,
take
that
anything.
one is insane. Like the color, skin color, change it quick.
Yeah, absolutely. You can just do it within Cartoon Animator. No need to go back into Photoshop or whatever software you're using and adjust the PSD. Now you can just do it right in Cartoon Animator.
Yes, I
So
love
vector
that.
stuff is huge. You can use all these programs with it. Again, we'll talk about more about this later if you guys have any questions about it. I did want to mention here as well, you can pre-order this. There's the pre-sale campaign right here. You can click on this link. Now, there's a couple ways you can get this for free. You can either buy Cartoon Animator 4 right now and you get CTA 5 for free. So no worries there. You can also, if you already own Cartoon Animator 4, you can just go to the content store and buy about over just $199 of content. If you buy that much content, then you also get Cartoon Animator 5 for free, which is huge. So, I mean, just buy a couple content packs and then you get Cartoon Animator 5 for free. All the previous content packs fully compatible with Cartoon Animator 5. No compatibility issues there. So yeah, I encourage you guys, if you're interested, take advantage of those two deals. Some of you may not be super familiar with Cartoon Animator at all, but hopefully by the end of this webinar, you'll be a bit more familiar with it. And on that note, I think that's really, I just want to show you quickly in the content store as well, reallusion.com/content store. Again, I'll throw this in the chat window for you guys. Most of you should be aware of the content store. Always check back in the content store. There's freebies and there's also the weekly deal, the weekly special right here in the middle. And this week, it's the horse packs. You can get a bunch of horses for $5, quadruped. You can also use the horse bones to have other sort of creatures as well. But these horses are $5 from 39. So, $5, the price of a latte these days. Get a bunch of horses, digital horses, that is. And then, of course, there's the freebie. I didn't check the freebie this week, but yeah, this is an actor core. This is a 3D animation, so this is for iClone. But you can transfer 3D animations to Cartoon Animator, which we can talk about later if you want. But yeah, I'm gonna basically just shut up now. I'm been blabbering on here. I'm gonna hand the reins over to Mark, and Mark's gonna basically give you the demo here for like how you can monetize your work in Cartoon Animator in various ways. And yeah, I'll just leave that to you, Mark. So go ahead and take it away. If I can probably stop sharing here.
All righty. Okay, so I'm gonna share my computer, my screen.
Yeah, go for it.
All right.
That's the wrong one.
Okay, so am I sharing now?
Yep, you're good.
All righty. So today we're going to talk about creating high converting commercial animations that drive sales. That's important. It's not just about getting like people liking it. No, like it's more than liking it. It's they take out their wallet and they buy something, which is really hard. Really hard, right? Okay, so for this topic, I'm going to talk about animated trailers. Now, before I go on, you can just sit down, watch this, enjoy yourself, scratch your belly, eat some popcorn, right? And if you only do that, you're not gonna learn. I can guarantee you. I love this quote from Benjamin Franklin. Tell me and I forget. Teach me and I might remember. Involve me and I learn, right? So I encourage you, if you don't have Cartoon Animator, go right now and download the free trial, right? I'm gonna put the link right there in the chat, so you can just click on it and download if you don't have it, download Cartoon Animator right now, because I'm going to later in this webinar, I'm going to explain a little bit of theory, and then we're gonna get our hands dirty so you can practice something and actually learn some. I want at the end of this webinar for you to have something like, oh, I did this. I have that thing that I can show, right? So if you already have Cartoon Animator, then I also invite you to get the project files that we're going to be using for if you want to follow along, right? Now, if for some reason you're driving or something and you're just listening to this, then you can do this later, but I strongly encourage you, download Cartoon Animator, like, but I've never used it. I don't know if I want to buy it. Okay, this is a perfect thing to do. Try it out for 30 days. Follow these tutorials, and you can also follow a couple of my free courses on Cartoon Animator. 30 days gives you enough time to test it and see if it works for what you have in mind, right? If it's fast enough for you, etc. Like the thing that I like is that you can produce stuff really fast. Okay, so do that. And while this is downloading, because it might take a little while to install and download everything. So while it does that, I'm going to be giving the class, right? The first half of this class. So let's talk about the power of an animated trailer. And so what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to show you 2 animations, all right? And I want you to pay extra attention to the quality of the animation, the quality of the production, the voice acting, if it has any, how entertaining do you think it is, right? How much fun do you have when you watch it, right? And all those elements add up to the quality of the trailer. Now, I know that the chat right now is set up exclusively for the Revolution team and the panelists. So question for the team, is it possible to, just for the theory part, make the chat available for everybody so I can interact with the students? If that's possible, that would be great, because I do like some interacting, just so it makes it more fun for me and hopefully more fun for you. If it's possible, then great, that would be lovely. If not, then I'm just gonna cry and then continue giving the class crying. So let's get it started. This would be, on this side, this is going to be trailer A, and on this side would be trailer B. Okay, so let me show you each one. I'm going to share another screen where I have this. Let me just open share. I need a new share of the screen, and it has to be this screen. Okay, so here it is. This is one trailer, right? Let me just play it. Oh, and I need to optimize for video clip. Share. Okay, there you go. Okay, so watch promo. I'm gonna just play this. Just check it out.
Good afternoon and welcome. My name
Oh, sorry, the speed is a little bit fast. Okay, let's check it out from the beginning, and a little bit of volume here.
Good afternoon and welcome. My name is Brad, and now prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, because you are about to learn how to design the most beautiful character in the world. Me!
Cut. Brad, please. Again.
Good afternoon and welcome. This is Brad. Now prepare yourselves, ladies and gentlemen, because you are about to learn how to do character design.
Cut.
I don't know. This doesn't sound too good, you know.
We got it.
Oh my god, really? In this course, Louis is going to explain the different aspects of character design, how to develop character psychology, personality, how to work with shapes, understand body types, but all of that's just rubbish. The interesting part is when Louis talks about me, the most handsome character in the whole wide world and probably the whole galaxy.
Cut. Please stick to the script.
And then Louis will teach you how to design me, how to trace each part, understand the different views, how many angles do you need for a character, and then a step-by-step tutorial showing you how to ensemble me, the most perfect being in the whole wide world and probably the galaxy.
What did he say?
I didn't hear.
Okay, continue.
Yes.
Oh,
We'll
sorry.
see how you split a character like this. Mark, why is my body all chopped up and dead like that? Why do you have to show me like that? I want to be alive.
Brad, I told you already. This course is about character design, not animation. Character design.
But why am I dead?
Brad, you're not dead. It's just part of the procedure.
I want my life. So anyway, like I was saying, you will learn how to take a dead character, divide it by parts, so you can later make him come alive like stinking Frankenstein!
Brad, please.
I said he's dead and then comes alive like stinking Frankenstein!
And after you have the character divided by parts and in different layers, we will prepare it and leave it ready for animation.
I'm so sorry. My voice doesn't sound exactly like Brad's.
Cut. Perfect.
So, if you want to learn character design and then create a character in Illustrator, ready to be animated in After Effects, then this is the course for you! Character design for animation in Illustrator!
Cut. Great job, everybody. That's a wrap.
Yes! Am I going to be famous then?
Okay, sorry about the beginning. The volume was so low and I was like, what? So thank you, FQ. Thank you so much. And then the next one is this. Let's check this other video. This is another animated trailer. This is B. Okay, so apparently it's being a little bit difficult to get the chat activated. Okay, so anyway, if not, then I'm gonna just try like this. So I'm going to let me. For some reason, I cannot see the video. Alrighty.
So
So
Mark, it seems like when you sent that link, the download
Yes.
link, it's sent to everyone anyways.
okay.
Everyone should be able to see that link. I think we're okay.
Alrighty, perfect. No, but I mean the not the links. I'm talking about activating the chat so I can interact with the students.
Oh, you mean allowing everyone to chat?
Yes.
Okay,
Yeah,
gotcha.
like-
Yeah.
so they
A,
could
B.
type A or B, right? So
Okay,
which
yeah,
which trailer they like most. But if not, then I can just continue. Okay, there it is.
There we
So,
go. I think the main host had to do that. Yeah. Okay.
thank you so much, guys. Thank you. Okay, so yeah, I can see a lot of people are saying the A and then B, 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 A. I like the one with the voice acting, Elia. Me too. A, B. Yes, we can type now. B, B, A, B, 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 A, B, 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 A. Both for different platforms. A, B. a music sync movement. Okay, thank you so much. So yes, we have, this is A, this is B. A lot of people are saying B on this. In another session, we had a lot of A's. I can tell you, options are great. So yeah, it's apparently in this session, this is the winner by popularity, right? I can tell you personally, one of the things that I liked a lot was, this is just my personal selection, right? I personally enjoyed more the one on this one, like this. Oh, I enjoyed it so much. It, like the voice acting, telling a story. There's drama. Like this guy gets fired because he gets out of line. So it's incredibly fun, right? For me, at least for me, as I get so entertained checking it. So what I'm getting with this is you pay attention to a lot of the quality, right? I could tell you maybe this could have a lot of more quality in story than this one. This one is just going straight to the point, basically. So now I'm going to show you the behind the scenes in numbers of what happened to each video, right? This one in 2 years got 4,000 views, right? It's like 2,000 views per year, right? And that is, I didn't promote it heavily, right? And that was like organic views from YouTube. And then this other one got 2,000 views in 2 years. I like, of course, this video is older. It has much more views, but I'm taking for the first 2 years, right? And so in 2 years, this got 2,000. Now this one took me 29 days, and it took me like casting people, recording them, coming up with a script, a storyboard, production, a lot of that. This one was done in 2 days, right? Maybe if I was more relaxed, because it was 2 heavy days, maybe more relaxed, it would have been 3 days probably, right? And then this one, now let's talk about the numbers, because we're talking about sales, commercial animations that drive sales. This one generated $1,500 in 5 years. That is $750 per year. And this one generated over $100,000 in 2 years. So it's like 58,000 per year. That's kind of the household expenses for a middle class in the United States, right? Passive income. So this was great. And so you can see that we need to ask, what do you want? What do I want? I'm doing a video. What do I want with that video? Right? Do I want views? Okay, let's focus on making it entertaining. And let's just take into account, it can take many weeks for planning. Like you can see the animation is not like amazing and super amazing, right? But it was entertaining, right? Like, meh. And then, or do you want sales? If you want sales, you want to make it clear and attractive, and you can take much less time in production, right? So let's talk now about animation. The animation does not have to be amazing, as you saw, but it has to be outstanding. So when I say outstanding, it can be very subjective, right? But when I mean outstanding is you need to catch people's attention. You need to keep them watching. There has to be some reason they watch, right? So now let's talk about how to create outstanding animations to drive sales, because we want something that stands out, something that gets people attention, but also gets them with enough excitement that you get sales, right? So let's talk about the elements of a trailer that steals the show. And of course, like you get the attention, but also you drive sales, right? So for that, we need basically 3 elements. We need the right message, In this case, for the message, we're using animation, the right message for the right people and promoting the right product, right? Those three things. Now, if we start combining them and we only have the right message for the right people, but we have no product, we're going to get a ton of views. Now, this actually can be great for a YouTuber, right? You don't need to be promoting any products. If you are a YouTuber and getting millions of views, you get money from advertising, right? But just the right message for the right people gets you views. Now, if you get only the right message and the right product, but you promote it for the wrong people, what you get is indifference. You won't get sales. Let me actually give you an example of like when you do the right message for the right people is like the character design trailer, right? It was entertaining. It has drama. Some guy gets fired, and then this little girl who wanted to be a star, like, am I gonna be famous then? So all of that. There's a lot of drama, and we kind of got views. It didn't went viral, but it didn't make money. And another example can be story time. Anyone here has seen animations on YouTube of story time, like YouTubers telling a normal thing that happened to them or an embarrassing anecdote, but they use animation for it, and it's incredibly entertaining. Have you seen it? Anyone on the chat? Story time, like The Odd Ones Out, Let Me Explain channel. Anyone? Those are really entertaining. The point is, they do get a ton of views, but they don't sell products, right? They monetize in other ways. Now, when you have this, like the right message and the right product for the wrong people, you get indifference. An example is meat lovers and vegans. Do we have anyone here who is a vegetarian or vegan in the chat? Just type me, I'm vegan or I'm vegetarian, right? And I'm gonna assume anyone who's not typing anything. Yep, me. Okay, Swami, very good. And then Namon, Kent. Okay, yes. And then vegetarian, yes, me, flexitarian, 100% carnivore. So interesting question for Elia. For example, Elia, if I tell you, okay, Elia, dude, you have to taste this burger. It has the highest meat quality. It's amazing. And then you go, no, I'm a vegetarian, right? You don't care how amazing the quality of no, Elia, you have to understand. And then I record a whole documentary producing amazing animations explaining how good the meat is, all the protein you get, etc. You would get, I don't care. What am I getting? I'm getting indifference. And the same if double, I can tell you, like, dude, no, like, we shouldn't be eating meat. Like, animals are getting killed, right? Like, we should be like, look, this salad is amazing, and I can try to sell you the salad, but if you are a carnivore, between a salad and probably like a roast beef, like, just shut up and keep me to the roast beef. It doesn't matter how much I explain it. It won't matter because it's for the wrong audience. Like, if I'm going to talk about the good things about being vegan, I should tell it to people who are vegan. If I'm talking about a hamburger, I'm not going to promote it to vegans or vegetarians. Does that make sense? Because what am I getting? Indifference. I can do whatever I want, like all the whistles and it won't work, right? And finally, the third combination is when we have the right product for the right people who are willing to buy, but the message is not clear. What do? We get confusion. And it's like this mix of excitement, and I have the money right here and I want to give it to you, but I'm not sure exactly what I'm gonna get. If we post the video on YouTube, how do we know who would watch it? Ken, that's you can ask that question on the Q&A and we can answer it at the end. So moving forward, I'm going to give you an example of this. Guys, a student some years ago, reached out to me telling me that he could help me gamify my school. And I will gamify. Well, I was super interested. Like, yes, what is it? And then he kind of told me some stuff, and I was like, what? Yeah, but how? Like, what am I getting? Like, no, the rates. I can do it for free for the first couple of months. Yeah, but I don't know exactly what you're gonna do. So it was back and forth, and and I was ready to pay, right? And then at the end, I found out some other guy who was able to explain it better. And then I bought it, right? Because I wanted to give this money to this other student. And then I reached out because usually normal people don't do it. But because I feel like I'm a teacher, I wanted to give some feedback. And I told him, dude, you need to work on your message. I was ready to buy from you, but I didn't understand what I was getting. So I bought from this other guy. Right. And that is, I got so confused. When you get the right product for the right people, but you are not able to explain it well, you will get confusion. Now, this is very important. When you are able to get the right message for the right people, promoting the right product, you will get sales. So now, with this in mind, with that blueprint, let's talk about how to create high converting commercial animations that drive sales. How can we drive sales? With this. Just make sure I'm animating, whatever animation I'm doing is being promoted for the right people, and I'm promoting the right product for them, right? And that is how I can get like high converting commercial animations. So this is the most essential thing. Before working on the animation, before anything, I must make sure that I first have the right people. Like, I know them. I know the audience that I'm trying to serve. I know what they struggle with. I know what they want, right? I talk with a bunch of them. And then once I know their problems, their dreams, their passion, their fears, what keeps them awake at night, what worries them, once I have all of that, now I can start designing a product for them. And when the two of them come together, we get what is called product market fit. With that, you get sales. You don't need an animation for that, right? This has to come first. So guys, what I'm trying to say is, before I worked on that animation that you saw for that, I first was able to get a couple of students to sign in for like a very exclusive boot camp. And once that, like, okay, it kind of was proven, and I saw there was a product market fit. Now I invested in a whole course and then the trailer, et cetera, et cetera. But if I started with the trailer first, I wouldn't made all of this, right? That those earnings wouldn't happen. This has to come first. So once I have these two, now I can use the right message using an animation that won't take me much. Again, for this one, it took me 2 days. But I mean, 2 days because I'm already fast with After Effects and Cartoon Animator. I'm proficient in those. After Effects, Cartoon Animator, and the editing software I use is Premiere Pro. So I'm good in those three. If I was not good, probably it would take me a week or 2 weeks, maybe. Experience also comes a long way. But with this, once I have that, now I can maximize my sales, because a lot of people won't see the whole page, but just the trailer. If it's exciting enough, they can continue reading the rest of the page, right? So once we have this, right? Like, of course, there's a lot of training for this. Like, how do I get the correct product market fit? This is not the first time we give this webinar, but this is the first time I'm gonna recommend this in this webinar. And that is, let me just bring this here. If you go to YouTube, just type, actually, I'm going to put the link, Alberto Savoya prototyping. Ooh, actually, yeah, you can prototype typing this one, prototyping.org. This is exactly this is the best training or book or content on finding product market fit fast, right? So I recommend it. He gave a class at Stanford. I recommend you check it out if you're interested in commercial animations, because this is the thing that is going to save you a ton before you invest a ton in your animation, right? I read the book. I have read it many times now. It's really good and very, very humorous. This guy is very funny. So I recommend it. Let me put this link in there so you can check it out. So now, once you have that, now let's talk about how you can increase that and maximize your sales with Cartoon Animator. Other software, I would take much longer. Cartoon Animator, I get things done super fast. We're going to actually do an animation today. So now I'm going to talk about part 3, how to create an animated trailer. So how do you do? Like, I can tell you how I do it. You can follow those steps and see if that works for you. If you were able to download the project files, you should have this, right? This zip file that if you take it, like if you extract it, you will get all these folders. And so you can see an example of each of the steps in here. So let's go through those 5 steps. First, I need to define a clear message. That clear message has to talk about a problem that my audience is struggling with. Once I have that, now I start selecting a music. That's what I do, right? I like to select the music because if I select something very epic, then my animation should have epic moments, right? In this case, this was like more happy. I kind of wanted that vibe, but I find that only after listening for a couple of hours, I just listened to a lot of music. And then once I select the score, the specific music track I'm going to use, I start visualizing it, but in a video editor. We're gonna see how that's done. And then after I visualize it, now all I have to do is, this is like an animatic for your trailer. And then I start producing each of the shots. Once I have that, I just put them all together and I have a trailer. So how does that look like? Okay, first let's talk about defining a clear message. For that, you can go to this folder, right? And then just open it. I think it opened in another screen. Let me get it. Oh, it opened 2 times. Where are you? Where are you? Okay, it's here. Let me bring it. Aha. So first, again, I needed to put the what is their struggle? Let me zoom in a little bit in here. What are they struggling with? Let me tell you, one of the things that we learned it from Ramit Sethi, is to have calls with my audience. If what you have is a YouTube channel, try to find a way to get, Joanne, you're asking how to get the project. Let me just put the link again. There you go. Those are the project files. I shared that link in the beginning, but if any of you don't have any links that I mentioned, let me know and I can post it on the chat, right? And of course, when this is published on YouTube, I can provide this to the team so you can post it in the descriptions. All right. So these are stuff that I defined after, like, of course, the notes were much, much larger, right? For all the market research we did. But this is the characters they rig on Cartoon Animator don't behave as they are supposed to. It's annoying, right? This is from their words. They have everything ready to start animating, but they just can't get their characters to work. As some quotes, my biggest frustration is having nowhere to go when things don't work on my rig. Oh, so are they interested in support? Should we offer support, etc.? And I have all this stuff and I just can't get done one single hand on my character to wait properly. It's a goddamn hand, right? So with that, I started with a clear message, the emotion. This is the what. This is the emotion, the why. And then the how is how, like, in a very few words, because the trailers have to be short, I try to put the, like, I can't start my animation because I can't control my characters. If you have that problem, like my audience, like my students, this will resonate a lot with you. Like, yes, I feel, yeah, I cannot start my animation because I can control my characters. And then, whoa, guess what? Rigging character just got easier. Really? Take any drawing and bring it to life. And then we make it super simple to get it, right? Just draw it, rig it, and animate it. And then how are they going to learn all of this? Well, we provide diagrams and cheat sheets. And then you go through 8 levels. And then we include the rigging accelerators. And then you can struggle with rigging. This is the final benefit. Or you can watch others struggle while you enjoy the process, right? And that's it. And at the end, enroll now. This is very important. You need to put, you want like a fast formula for a trailer for a product. Why first? Like, what's the why should they care? Why? Because they cannot start their animation, right? This is the emotion. And then the logical part, basically explain them how. And then finally, tell them to take action. Enroll now or buy now. Okay. Now, how does that look like in visualization? Because that is step 1. I know step 2 is selecting the music. So for the music, let me just bring this here. For the music, you just go to YouTube, right? If you don't have an account, create an account. It's free. And then from there, you click on your avatar and then go to YouTube Studio. Once I'm in my YouTube Studio, I go down a little bit in here and go to where it says audio library. And in there, I have a ton of music that I can use and monetize. So that is great because if you're creating a commercial animation, you do need something that gives you commercial rights. And all the music in here has commercial rights. So for this one, what I did was I selected the mood, for example. The mood, I wanted bright. Depending on what you want, maybe you want inspirational or happy. I wanted bright, right? And then I click apply. I get some filter. Then I add another filter. I click here again. And then that other filter is going to be genre. For the genre, I selected jazz, right? And then I hit apply. And then I listen to a lot of them, like as much as I can. This in here, it's 40. This is the selection I went with at the end, right? But I also go with instrumental, epic, like inspirational, a lot. And the one that I liked was this one, is the one that you hear, right? Is it sharing? There was something about it, like, yeah, it has this, woo, I like it. And then can we use the YouTube music library on video animations not being used on YouTube? Yes, you can use those too, right? Now, when I see a little question in the chat, if it's super short to answer, I can answer it on the spot. But if not, just type it on the Q&A. Now, if you go to the project files, you can see that that was not my only choice. I listened to a ton of songs, and then I kind of selected my favorites. Then from all of those, I ended up selecting that one. Once I select the music, now I go to the third step, which is visualize it in a video editor. So how does that look like? Let me share the screen where I have the video editor. Can you see the video editor, or what do you see? Is it showing? Yes, just quick feedback. Just making sure that I'm not sharing the wrong screen. Okay, yes, perfect. So I'm going to disable like the actual animation. And originally the project looks like this. This is how you visualize it. All I do is put some text. I put the music, and then I put texts of what I imagine is going to be happening. So let me play it and look at this screen. This is what I'm visualizing.
All right.
Now, in here, I still have no idea at this stage. I have no idea what it's going to be. But because the music, I just, yeah, I can take an image and then just make it dance a little bit with the music. And then now I start talking about the steps, right? Like take any drawing. And then I show it like, ooh, they're getting the image. And bring it to life, alrighty. So I'm showing how you go to the internet and then that whatever you took from the internet now comes to life, right? If you are interested in rigging, this would be like, oh, interesting. Now, if you're interested in traditional animation, this would probably be for you like, nah, that's cheating. That's not real art or whatever, right? It's because you're just not the audience. It's like, again, like trying to sell meat to a vegetarian. So you can see this is how you visualize it. That's how. Let me undo. And this is how in the end look like kind of what this is what I'm imagining, but I don't have it because I have to sit down for 2 days and work on all of that. But this is how it looked like. I'm now going to play it again with the actual work after the production, right? Just so you can see what I was kind of imagining.
All right.
Now I'm gonna stop right here. And just so you know, those were not my only options. I had many other images, but those were the ones that I thought were the most funny and most entertaining to see, right? Cats, I saw like, oh, there's a lot of cat lovers, right? But oh, what if people don't like cats? Okay, well, I'm gonna put a dog, and then just those two because I thought they were funny, right? And then this one, this is where I talk about showing, not just saying it here, but I show how I take an image and then it comes to life. So again, visualization is just this, guys. It's just you put notes and then you just give a visual instruction to you, or you put the text that is going to be animated, right? Now, after you have everything visualized in the video editor, now all you have to do is start producing its shot, right? For some, I used After Effects, and for other animations, I used Cartoon Animator. The real thing is that you can also do a little bit of motion graphics in Cartoon Animator if you don't have After Effects, right? It's a little bit more limited, but you still can do very decent animations. So how does that look? Actually, sorry, I wanted to keep sharing that, but I wanted to open this. How does that look? Well, let me just go. If you want to go to visualization folder, you can see the trailer when it's visualized only, and then how it looked animated. Then on step 4, you produce each shot. You can see that in here, if you download, I'm not gonna go through it one by one. You can check them on your own. But this is where I animated each part for this project, right? You can open them and check the animations for yourself. And then finally, you just put them all together, right? And then this is the trailer for the Reading Mastery. So in the end, you just, let me just reshare this one. You just put, instead of the object you had for the visualization, you just put whatever you animated on top. And that's it. That's how you create an animation that can make sales, right? That's what we're looking for. You just put it together. So now let's get, we have 10 minutes left, right? And that is, we're going to follow 3 steps to create an animation right now, right? So we just follow 3 steps. We import the image as a character into Cartoon Animator. We just add bones and then we animate it. Now there's a little bit of a challenge in this animation because it's musical, right? The character is going to be dun, 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 right? So because of that, the character is going to be like dancing to the song, right? And for that, I do need some musical skills. It turns out I'm a musician, but if I was not a musician, I would just get someone who is good at music or a dancer. And then, can you help me find the correct rhythm for this music because I'm not very good in rhythm? Then, yeah, and then they can help you out. One of my friends, a video editor, he would call me, and then I would just go in and help him pace the rhythm for a trailer of the music he was looking for, and for the cuts. And okay, and I would help him, right? So you can do the same. In this case, because I'm a musician, I'm very good at adjusting the timing. Okay, so let's follow these 3 steps. Import a character, add bones, and animate it. Of course, from absolute 0, it would be download a picture and prepare the picture to be imported, right? So in this case, I'm gonna share my screen. And in here, if you go to this folder, the exercise, you can now follow along. First, you can download. I'm going to ask you, because I don't have like the for distribution rights, I'm gonna ask you to just type this and download the, I'm gonna also put it on the chat. Let me just put it here, chat, because that way you download it from the actual source, right? And in here, Pixabay, you can get much more pictures. You can look at, for example, this one. That one was not, okay, this is because it's from iStock. I was like, hey, that one was not available. But look, this one is also pretty funny, right? Like, oh, that one would have been also really cool to make dance, 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 dance. Or this one. Oh no, but this is from iStock. That one is so cool. So anyway, this is the one that I used. And to save you time, I took it into Photoshop and removed the background. So this is a clean cut. Now with that, I'm going to use it to bring it into Cartoon Animator 4. So I have Cartoon Animator 4 here, and I have the folder. So I take just the image, click and drag into Cartoon Animator 4, right? You can follow along with me now. And now I can import it with these options. In this case, I want the last one, actor, free bone actor, right there. There you go. Now it's imported. Perfect. That was quick. And now what I'm going to do is, once I import it, it automatically opens it in composer mode, right? You can see that this is the root, right? That is, let me just go back in here because I'm gonna do a little bit of movement. If I make it big or small, it becomes small or big from the center, and it rotates from there also. I don't want that. Instead, I want this character to rotate from the bottom part, right? I want it to be rotating from here. So for that, let me just have this character selected, go to composer mode, and then this is the point. And so I'm going to take this character, bring it up, actually not the root. Am I editing the post? What's happening? Huh. Let me see. Tick, tick, tick. Or edit post, is it? Okay, yeah, I needed to click on edit post. And so I'm looking at the center in here. It was not this one. It was just the center of the screen. Let me see if that helped. And if I rotate, yeah, great. Now he can rotate from there. And if I make it small, etc., if I wanted to do squash and stretch, now it's from here and not from the center. Perfect. Okay. So again, I just click on the character, edit pose, and then brought it up. Now, I don't want to confuse you too much. That's not necessary. That's just like my habits. But anyway, let's go now to the easy step. I have the dog in here, and then all I do is click on Bone Editor. By the way, if I'm going too fast, let me know on the chat, and I can go back because I do want you to learn. All right. So I'm going to actually back up a little bit. I'm just gonna delete everything and start over, going very slowly. I click and drag the dog into Cartoon Animator. I select Free Bone Actor, and then for this specific instruction, I can just jump right in and add bones, right? Just like this. Bone here, 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 here. Now, do you have to be exact in everything? No, but I do want to kind of imagine where I believe the neck is and the start of the face is and the end of the face. That's it. For the rest of the body, that works okay, right? Now, with those bones, once you finish, you need to do right click or press ESC. Let me press, yeah. Now it's showing whatever I press. Press ESC, right? Once I have that, I can test it. This is not, we're not done, by the way. If I click preview, I'm clicking on this button on the top that says preview, right? When I click there, I can preview how this is going to move. And as you can see, hey, this is a problem. I'm not gonna be animating if the dog is moving like this. No worries, because Cartoon Animator, by the way, I just pressed this button too. You can press either one, either of those two. If you're doing a preview, right? I can stop the preview by pressing one of those two or pressing ESC, whichever works for you. What can I do? Well, I can add the pins, but there's something that I need to do before I add the pins, right? The pins are little circles that you put. Let me select another color. Little circles that you put so it doesn't move the image, right? But if I just add them, let me select, for example, this bone and add pins, that won't work. You're gonna see, let me illustrate why. I press ESC, and then if I preview and move this, hey, this is supposed to not be rotating. No, it's because those pins were assigned to this bone, right? All of these pins were assigned to this bone. So how can I add those pins so the image doesn't move? Let me undo all of that. I'm undoing those pins right there. So what I want is to select in here, select in the scene manager, select the root right there, root. Now, sometimes I'm following a tutorial and then, hey, you have something on your screen and I don't have it. What happens if you don't have the scene manager? I'm gonna close it just to, but I don't have scene manager, Mark. Just go to window menu, and from there, scene manager. You can also press F5. With that, you should see it down here on this sidebar, right? Now I press there. There it is, scene manager, you little rascal. Now I can click on it and it's selected. Now I can add the pins. I'm going to click add pin, and now it's going to work. Right? Now I'm explaining, so that is why I'm taking a little bit longer for the whole instruction, but rigging this is very, very, very fast. right? Oh, I wanted to do the preview. Look, now I can animate it. And this guy can dance. Perfect. I'm done. I go back, and now I can do the animation. For the animation, I need to add the music because I want this guy to be dancing to the music. Okay, where to find the bone editor? Okay, let me just go back. Right, for those of you who are totally new to Cartoon Animator, this might feel like there's a lot going on, Mark. What is all of this? What is this? What is this? What if I press it and the nuclear holocaust comes out? No, don't worry, none of that is going to happen. Just focus on two things for now. The workspace right now, and this thing on the side, specifically only this for now, right? I can see that right now I'm in stage mode. If I select the character, like I can have it deselected, I can select it. And if I go to this, is going to send me to composer mode, right? In composer mode, if you don't have the bones open, like when you import it, it automatically open the bones. But if I don't have it, then I can click here to open that dialog box. That is for the bones, right? I just click there. There it is, bone editor. All right, Swami? So yeah, now let me go back and I'm ready to animate. Okay, it's 1 hour for the, I'm gonna take just 10 minutes more to is that okay? Just to finish this lesson. I can leave it here, but I do want you guys to have something that you have like, oh, I did this little animation. So, okay, so I'm gonna move a little bit faster. But guys, if you need more help in Cartoon Animator, I have a free course that shows you the like an introduction to the whole interface, so you understand everything and you're prepared to now jump into tutorials and webinars and understand everything, right? Okay, so for now, I'm going to use this music. In Cartoon Animator, I can open this, like the timeline, which is located in this little button. It hides it. And right there, I click on it again, and it shows the timeline, right? And now with this selected, I'm going to open, I like the object related track, right? Oh, no, not that one. This one, object related track. I like this function. That way, it only shows in the timeline whatever I have selected on the workspace. Not only that, but I also want to show project. So if I go, if I click on this icon in the corner, the track list, I can click there and then select project. Why do I want that? Because I want to add the music. You actually have 3 soundtracks. In this case, you can add anything on any of those. In this case, I'm just gonna use the music. And then can I click and drag just like that? There you go. Yes, you can just click and drag. So let me just make sure that this is playing from frame 1. Frame 1. Is it on frame 1? Okay. There you now it's on frame 1. There you go. Perfect. Now, how am I going to animate this guy? For those of you who struggle with music, I created a little cheat sheet for you, which is this one, this animation guide. And let me explain what's happening in here, because I have these little arrows. What's happening is that my character is gonna be what I have in my head as I listen to the music. I would like, and that's what I was imagining. So what I'm doing is that I'm physically in my body feeling the movement that I'm going to animate. And so I wanted this animation. And then I started analyzing like, okay, Mark, go slower. I want to see what am I going to put in keyframes. So I do this. So I'm doing this 1, 2, and then to the other side, 1, 2. That is, it's going down to that direction, and then up, and then down, and then center for the transition, and then down, up, down, right? So what I did here as a little guide is this. Like, I put dun, 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 dun. Every time it's white, it's like a major beat in the song. And everything that is blue is anything in between those beats, right? So it's down, down to the left, and then down, down to the right. Down, down to the left, down, down to the right. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so that is the guide that I'm going to follow. This, again, came from me dancing to the music, and I was naturally doing this, right? Of course, maybe if you are the one creating a dance for your own animation, maybe yours is different. Maybe it's like, dun, 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 dun. Maybe it's 3 times here, and then 1 here, and then 3 times, and then whatever it is, it would be your own formula. Right now, I'm going to go with my dance that I created, right? The cool thing, what I would be interested to see is you creating a different dance for this, right? That goes with the music. So anyway, for this, we're gonna do that formula. And so I'm going to take this dog and then press letter K. That brings the motion key editor. I can also get the motion key by, if I select this character again, let me just select it, and then click on here. I believe that's the motion key editor. I just click on it. Very good. But I prefer pressing letter K. It's faster. Now, if I zoom in, for those of you who are totally new, I'm pressing Alt and then both clicks in the mouse, in the mouse, right? He looks a little bit sad. Don't worry, he's gonna get happy by dancing. If you don't have a mouse with both clicks, maybe you are on a laptop, you can also use these tools up here to move the camera. And once you're done, you can just go back to the arrow key in here. Look, let me give you a demonstration. Like, I can select there, zoom in and zoom out, and then click this little arrow to keep working, right? Okay, so I'm going to press K, and all I'm gonna move is the head, but not like this, because this is moving the whole character. That's not what I want. I want to select this and then select the constraints and disable it, right? I just disabled the constraints. Why? Because I want to be able to move the head like this, right? I can rotate it like this. This is what he's gonna be doing. And then goes to the center and then to the other side. That's it. Right, and then I just repeat it. Okay, so all I have to do is put 5 positions. This is going to be 1, right? Let me restart. Reset. Okay, from the reset, I'm going to rotate his head a little bit like this, then move to the side and down. All right, that's position 1. Position 2 is, let me play it. Okay, so I think it's in here, right? It's like 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe in here. So this would be the other pose. So he goes down, up, down. What that means is that this keyframe is going to be repeated in here. That is going to save me some time. So let me just copy it and then paste it. There you go. Oh no, wait, not like that. I'm making a mess. Right now, I was copying the wrong track. Let me give you a tip that is going to save you a lot of time in here. I want to make the timeline a little bit bigger. Hey, where can I make the timeline larger? No. Okay, I'm struggling here a little bit. let me, with this selected, with the character selected, I click on motion. Can I, oh, okay, now I can make it bigger. And in motion, this was the problem. I needed this to be activated. With that activated, I can now see that I have a layer called transform. That is controlling all the keyframes in here. Look, if I just move the one keyframe, it moves it alone, but it creates one for the transform. Now, if I press undo, Control Z, if I move one keyframe on here, look, boom, it drags all the movement keyframes. It's ignoring the flip, the sprite, and the layer, but this one controls all the bones. Okay, I'm saying that because those are the ones that we want to be manipulating. So copy, then paste. Not copy and paste anything here, but copy and paste the transform. And I'm putting it on frame 10. Maybe that's correct, maybe it's not. Then with that, with those in between those, I'm just going to take this, press K, and then bring this bone a little bit up. Just like that. Let's see. Yes, very good. Okay, that is working, but it has linear transition. I don't like it. I prefer, I'm gonna just select all of them. In here, I'm selecting the transform by clicking and dragging. Click and drag on all of those. Right click, and then transition curve. And then I select smooth. Right, let's see. Yes, I like it. And then I'm basically selecting this, and then he goes up in the middle and then down, right? So for the up, I want the same height as in this, in here, right? That is here when he's going up. So I'm just going to copy and paste it. Oh, wait, not only this, copy, paste, right? But this one, I want it centered. Let me press K, select this this, and then bring it to the center. Right there. So let's see. Yes. Dun, dun. I'm gonna guess the next bit is, okay, I think it's in here on frame 20 or frame 21. That is when this character goes like this, but down, right? So, yes, okay. Let me see if it's the same height. I can check, by the way, you can use numbers. This is down, the character having the face down. How down is it? 96.8. Let's see, and if I go here, I can put it exactly. You don't have to be as exact as I am, but I do like as much precision as I can. So that's 96.6. Perfect. And then it goes up. So for that, let's see. I'm just going to move a couple of frames more. I'm guessing here. Later, I'm going to put it in place. Then I bring it up, select this one, and then paste it here. Let me go a little bit slower. This one, I just copy and paste it in here. And we're almost done. Look. Yeah, it's looking okay. Okay, probably this took too much. So it has to be a little bit faster. Let's see. Okay, it's looking good. Now I just need to have the character again in the center. The center is this one. This one is the center. So I just copy, paste somewhere around here. So probably around there. Let me select it, copy, and then paste. And that's it. All I have to do is select the whole thing, copy, move a couple of frames forward, and then paste it. Huh, look at that. Yeah, alrighty. And let me see. I think I need a little bit more of a jump in there. Let me zoom out. Yeah, I just need a little bit more in here, probably exaggerated a little bit more. In here, a little bit more too. Then in here, a little bit more too. The thing, and then center. Then this is the copy. The center is the ending because this one is the one that connects. I select all of that and paste it again. Okay. Okay, there you go. So with that, we are done. Hopefully it was a little bit of a little bit clear. If you had any complications, if it was a little bit difficult for you, then you can also subscribe to a free course that we have for the learning how to use the interface of Cartoon Animator 4. All right. So now we can jump to Q&A. Kai, welcome.
Holy
again.
smokes. My face is really bright.
Yeah. Oh,
Gotta
you
adjust my
were...
webcam. I'm like a ghost. Yeah, thanks for that, Mark. Awesome webinar there. I think there's a lot of really useful tips and tricks there, and a lot of actually good advice for those of you who are, kind of new to the software, how you can actually use it to really get your projects, all kinds of projects monetized and make a lot of money off the software as well. But yeah, I think let's just go ahead and go to the Q&A, since that's what we're here for at the very end. So if you guys have any questions, please put your questions in the Q&A. It looks like we already got a bunch of questions here, so it'll be a little bit of a queue.
Yeah.
All right. First question is from Bill Hernandez. Do you know if there's a gift to be a search feature, Cartoon Animator 5, to find better characters, animations, and props quicker without having to go through everything and trying to remember where everything is? So Bill, there's actually going to be a feature in Cartoon Animator 5 called the Smart Content Manager. Can't even see my face here. Yeah, I'm just kind of bothering me. I'll try and lean back here so you can see me. So Bill, yeah, Smart Content Manager is going to be in Cartoon Animator 5, which is already a part of iClone. So if you want to, test out the Smart Content Manager, it's just called the Content Manager, but we'll call it Smart because that's the official name. But yeah, you can search for stuff. You can download trials from the Content Manager in iClone, and that's all that stuff is going to be transferred to the Cartoon Animator 5 version. So you can download iClone for free, 30-day trial on the website if you want to test it out. But yeah, Content Manager, you can search for stuff. You can organize it yourself. You can put all sorts of tags and stuff in there. It'll be a lot more comprehensive than the current Content Manager. That's one of the main requests that we've had for the new version is, a more comprehensive and flexible Content Manager. So that'll be available with Cartoon Animator 5. Basically, all the stuff you said here, it's going to be available in the next version.
Yes, I love that. That is super useful, especially if you already have a ton of stuff. May I add something really quick?
Yeah, absolutely.
For to the end of my presentation, one thing that I'm leaving out of this webinar is a tutorial on how to animate the character, like a more complicated dance, right? Really quick, let me share my screen, and it's this one that takes it's much more complicated, like this one. Let me lower the volume. Actually, I'm gonna mute it. Right. So this really good, and it's a lot of fun. So for those of you who want to get ahead and learn even more, I provided a section of our rigging course that has this class, right, for free, and you can check it out in here. Let me just, hey, I'm trying to bring this here. Is this free mini course, how to make a character dance? So I'm gonna just provide it here in the chat. Let me go to here, the chat right there. And also they were asking for the free tutorials. Yes, I mean, for our free course, if you go to our web page, let me just go to the Animation 101, and you go to all courses, you should find the free courses, and in here you can find Getting Started with Cartoon Animator 4, and as you can see, it's free. All right. So sorry, the quick interruption. That was the ending actually, and I was rushing it. Okay, you kind of fixed the lighting.
Yeah, I was trying to mess around with my background lighting here anyways. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can actually see my face now instead of a white A white ghost. All right, let's go to the next one from F and Q. What's the cost of the new version if you own 4 pipeline? So if you already own version 4 pipeline, there's a special upgrade price. I think it's like, I don't know the percentage off, but there's a good percentage off if you just want to straight up upgrade to Cartoon Animator 5. But again, like I would recommend if you're short on content, just, pick up $199 worth of content and you get it free anyways, the free upgrade. That's what I would recommend. It's going to be maybe a little bit more expensive, but yeah, I don't know if you're upgrading the price. It'll depend on your account. So that'll be when you log into your account and you try to upgrade, it'll give you your individual price.
I'm gonna go get some water really quick. I'll be back. So you can...
Yeah, go for it.
Yes.
I'll hold down the fort. Question from Double. I already own Cartoon Animator 4. Will the Cartoon Animator 4 content product software work the characters that my artist has created, or do they only work with the characters with content packages? You can definitely import any character you want, any custom character that your artist has created, throw it in the content manager. You just have to ensure that it is in the Cartoon Animator character format. So just ensure that you've converted it from a PSD or whatever format to the Cartoon Animator 4 character format, and then you can save it in your content manager, no problem. If it's not a Cartoon Animator format, it won't show up in your content manager, but it'll show up in Explorer. You can still import it in, stuff like that. But yeah, just make sure it's in the correct format. I've got a question from anonymous attendee. Can you explain sales and how they happen? I think that would have been a question for Mark, really. You can hear him in the background there. I think, we'll leave that for now. We'll skip to the next one until Mark comes back, because that's kind of more his area, what he's kind of talking about in the webinar. Another question from F. What's the title of the track on Promo B? Again, that'll be Mark when he comes back. Can you recommend a place to find good music tracks for commercial animation? Yeah, there's a ton of stuff online, really, that you can basically, if you just search for like royalty-free music online, you can find all sorts of stuff. If you just Google like royalty-free music, I'll just do it right now here, and I'll music. I think Mark has a bunch of ones that he can promote as well. Ben Sound is one that I've always used. Ben Sound, I'll just provide the link here. This is for music, really. I'll just throw this in the chat window for you guys. So Mark, someone's asking about good music tracks for commercial animation. Again, you may have to pay royalties for some of them, but this one here, Ben Sound, is generally free.
Yes, Ben Sound, like free resources. I think the easiest is the one from YouTube. Ben Sound is also really good. There's other ones you can just type on Google Creative Commons music, right? And you get free a lot of pages, like you would find Ben Sound in there. If you have a budget and you want higher quality music, or are at least easier to find, there's also other 2 sites that I have used, motionarray.com and in Epidemic Sound. It has both music and sound effects. Really, really cool.
Cool. Yeah, I mean, like Mark said, Creative Commons is a great one. You can also search for royalty-free music. Just Google, and there's a whole list of sites that'll be there with various requirements for commercialization. Obviously, if you're going to be making money off of this, we highly recommend at least crediting the original author. And if they do require payment, then be honest with that, because they spend a lot of time, a lot of hard work creating that sound as well. I actually create my own music as well here, because I don't bother using royalty music anymore, royalty-free music anymore. Let's go back to the Q&A here, anyways. So there's a question, Mark, about explaining sales and how they happen. Yeah.
Yes. Okay. So sales, the way it happens, I think that's actually a really good question. When I say sales, means you in your video, you mentioned enroll now, right? And in my videos, when I put that trailer on YouTube, like link in the description. So they go to the description of the video and then, oh, they click a link and there's the product page. Oh, okay, this is where I can buy it, right? In your case, it can be Shopify if you're selling merchandise, t-shirts, coffee cups or something. Or I use Teachable, right, to sell courses. So the sale happens when they go to your page and then, oh, they are taken to a card, a virtual card where they have to pay. And then, oh, put your credit card. It's $50, $100, $200, depending on the cost. And then, oh, they pay. Once they pay and the transaction is done, that's a sale, right? And the way it happens is you tell them to check the link in the description. I tell them enroll now because usually that video is on the product page, but also I used to put check the link in the description, but I think that's common sense, right? But I could put the text like check the link in the description, and then they just click on it and get it. Does that make sense?
I think that's good. Yeah. If anonymous attendee, the secret anonymous attendee, if you want Mark to elaborate more, just feel free to put another question in the Q&A there. There's also a question about the track on Promo B that you used. The name,
that one,
the title of the track. Yeah.
The music for Promo B, it was like on YouTube. Tiptoe. Let me just open it. I'm gonna share my screen right here. This is the name. Tiptoe Out the Back, right? And on YouTube, you can find it really fast. Just, and I enroll. It's in here. The audio library is this one, Tiptoe Out of the Back. Out the Back, I mean. And that's free. You can use it for commercial animation.
Great. Yeah, that YouTube Studio is really helpful, eh? Nice. Okay, question from Namon. I think we just answered that about where do you get your music from. Another question from Namon is, how long is each clip in Adobe Premiere? In your particular project? It'll be...
in this case, I based the duration, like I'm gonna answer two questions in there. Like, how long is it? First, I decide the length, and the decision was made because of the music. I was looking for I just wanted to give enough time to read it, but also go with the rhythm of the music. So asking specifically how long I can check this clip, for example, it's around 2 seconds. And that is really good because I don't want to extend like 10 seconds with this. I can't start my animation because, and then you keep waiting for 8 more seconds. Like what? No, I wanted the trailer to be snappy, to get your attention, to keep you hooked, right? So yes, sometimes shots can be very fast. Usually can be like 2 seconds for this track. If it was a slower track, it could be 3 seconds. But actually the duration is decided by the rhythm of the music, right? Hopefully that answered your question. If not,
yeah,
let
absolutely.
me know.
Yeah. Got a couple questions from Bill here. Is there a list or a chart listing which layers in a PSD document have to have a very specific name at all times and have to remain that way in order to work? For character creation, there is. I'm not sure if you're talking about the character creation, Bill, but maybe a list of what can have any name you give it. Yeah, I know there for character creation, we have, the character creator templates. They're, yes. When you export them to PSD, they'll be named appropriately. You want anything to add to that, Mark? I don't know if specifically what you might be talking about.
That's the fastest thing. Like what I recommend students all the time is get the template, and also get the templates in a folder that you can access very easily every time you need them, because you're gonna use them a lot. So do download the templates. If you don't have it on hand, like get them and save that folder somewhere and get some quick access to it, right? So the reason is the template answers that question. Like you just open the template. Oh, so each eye, and then normal, and then iris, and then like it goes like with very specific names. You don't have to think of that. Just bring the template and put your image in that template.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually, since we're talking about the templates here, I'm gonna put the link in the chat window for you guys if you want to download all these
Awesome.
PSD templates. This is for the free learning resources for Cartoon Animator. All right, I'm gonna throw this in the chat window so everyone can check it out. You can get the PSD files. These are the templates that we're talking about, some sample stuff. The white paper basically tells you how to put together the character, and of course the video tutorials. And yeah. Okay, hopefully that gives you enough information there, Bill. His next question is having the best way to have a character pick up a cell phone and start talking. That would be using the link feature. You can probably just go to the help files and just search link. It's a very simple procedure: link cell phone to hand, and then unlink.
Yeah, like the character can reach out to any object and then link, and then it sticks, and then unlink, and then it drops it there. That's really cool. Very practical. Very easy.
Yeah, and an alternative way you can do that is you can actually add a sprite into your character's hand, sprite library of the character holding a cell phone, and you can switch out the sprite and you can change the direction and stuff like that too. That's a bit more complicated, but it's another method you can use. Bill says, can you guys do a more advanced character rigging tutorial webinar? Yeah, we'll probably have that. I don't know, Mark, how's your rigging?
Like this. Rigging, actually, to be honest, Bill, I don't rig that much. Like, I try to do as less work as possible. So for that, I use a storyboard, and the storyboard usually tells me that I sometimes don't need to do too much rigging. Like, oh, only this shot where the character goes, that's the only shot that I'm going to need a 360 head. But if I can avoid it, I would just jump into telling a story. That's the most important thing. But having said that, if I want a rigging for an explainer, and it's like an Swiss Army knife that you can do many things with that rig and use it for everything, then the easiest way is to just take a character already rigged in Cartoon Animator and then just change all the images, and you have everything there already, right? Mm-hmm. So maybe we could do a webinar on that.
Because I think honestly a webinar with like storyboarding and stuff like that would be excellent. I think
I love that. Yeah. And it's because it's smart work. It saves you so much time.
Yeah, work smart, not hard.
Yes.
That's my motto.
Yes.
Anyways, I think Bill Gates said that originally or something, right? You know. Okay, that's Bill's question there. Marvin G, is Cartoon Animator 4 upgradable to 5, or is this a separate application? They're separate applications, but again, there's the upgrade price that you have to log in to get for your account, or take advantage of the offer of getting the $199 of content, and that's probably what I would do, honestly. But I don't really have to pay since I work here. So let's go from John. Is there a repeat cycle?
I'm thinking what you mean is like what I did at the end, like getting that animation and then copy and paste all those keyframes and repeat it, right? The answer, one thing that you can do, John, I don't think there is, because you can just copy and paste the keyframes, or you can put all of those keyframes into a clip, and then the clip can loop, right? The motion clip. If you don't know what I'm talking about, go to Google or YouTube and then Cartoon Animator motion clip. You should find a tutorial on it.
Great. Yeah.
Motion clip is what you're doing.
Man, more questions about CTA 5. Everyone's looking forward to Cartoon Animator 5.
Me too.
Yeah.
I'm working on the training for Cartoon Animator 5, and it's pretty exciting.
Yeah, it's good stuff. I guess question from Donald is the same thing. Yes, there will be an upgrade from Cartoon Animator 4 for sure. And Daniel asks, will Cartoon Animator 5 characters be more like Cartoon Animator 2 characters. The one similarity between those characters is they'll both be vector based, and yes, they will have some sort of three-dimensional kind of aspect to them where you'll be able to kind of rotate the body or simulate the rotation of the body in a way. I think that's going to come out in our next work in progress that we're going to be launching maybe early October. But yeah, keep your eyes peeled onto the YouTube channel and the website. There'll be another work in progress that will talk about more about the character types that are going to be with Cartoon Animator 5. And they do have a lot of similarities to the Cartoon Animator 2 characters, the two main ones that I named. Question from Samson. Hello, Kai. Will the CTA 4 content be usable in CTA 5? Absolutely. Yep. All the old content, you can throw it into Cartoon Animator 5, fully backwards compatible, no problem. For those of you who have so Nancy's asking the same question. Can you upgrade to CTA 5? Again, log into your account. You'll get the upgrade price based on your account. And yeah, that's all I can really say again. Question from Alfonso. A technical question. Is it possible to configure an image editor which is obtained from the Microsoft Store? I cannot get the executable in Windows 8, 10, or 11.
Okay, you do need to find where the executable file is in order for you to be able to do that. So the Microsoft Store sometimes gets a little bit tricky because I also struggle to find the executable. So what I would do is go to Google and then how do I find the executable file for this program, what's the name of the program? Type it in, right, in Google, and then find the file exe for this. So yeah, once you find it, if not, I don't know. I honestly don't know. I'm not an expert in it, and I don't use many Microsoft apps because sometimes they are apps and they are not executable. If that's the case, then it wouldn't be supported. It has to be a program that is executable in order to be supported by Cartoon Animator.
Yeah, in order for the pipeline, to export to the PSD, yeah, definitely. You can. There's a workaround that you don't need the exe, but that's to use the pipeline. That's what you need to have for sure. Okay, from Walter, Mark, count how many it hits, fulfill with movements, and then enlarge and shrink it to mix. I think he's kind of commenting on your workflow.
Okay.
This is at 8:20, so that's a while ago. I'm not sure if that's a comment or whatever. You can read that too, right?
Yes, enlarge it and shrink it to fit the music. Okay, so probably like
with the dog at the end, yeah.
Yes, probably that was a comment. Okay, awesome. Yeah, count how many hits. Okay, like the instruction, like a tip, like how many hits for when dancing.
I think that's kind of what he's mentioning. Yeah. Nancy again about the upgrade price. So I think we've answered that already. I have some older content in Cartoon Animator 3. This is from Samson. Yep, it'll everything will be available to use in Cartoon Animator 5. It's fully backwards compatible. You can like iClone is at version 8 now. You can use stuff from iClone 3 in iClone 8. It's pretty old stuff, but it'll still work. Anonymous says, so the animation is a hook.
Yes, I mean, in the context of product market fit, the animation serves as a hook. Probably that was the context.
I think so, yeah. Rishikesh. Hi, Marcus. Cartoon Animator 5, good for story animations.
I would say it's good for really fast production of those story animations. Yeah.
I haven't even messed around with too much with Cartoon Animator 5 myself, just the beta versions a little bit. So I'm still looking forward to it. So Slater asks, for those on Cartoon Animator 3, what options are available? I think maybe regarding your workflow there, Mark.
Like the workflow, the whole thing works on Crazy Talk Animator.
Yeah, essentially everything that Mark did, you can also do in Cartoon Animator 3. I don't think there's any features there that you use that are...
I didn't use 360 head. Like everything that you just learned here can be applied in Crazy Talk Animator 3.
Yeah, I think so, yeah. So another question, how many installations are included in Cartoon Animator 5? Well, one installation for Cartoon Animator 5. It does include the Motion Live plugin for motion capture, so that's kind of cool. That previously that was a separate plugin. Now Motion Live will be included in Cartoon Animator 5, so it won't be a separate installation.
Ooh, that's cool.
Sazid, sir, can I import 2 scenes into Cartoon Animator 4? Yeah, you can definitely import any kind of scene. I think maybe he's 2D scene.
Or 2 scenes.
Certainly can.
Or putting 2 scenes together.
Oh, 2 scenes from the content manager. Yeah, no, the scenes unfortunately replace each other. You're only allowed 1 scene at a time, but you can save like a bunch of scenes together or a bunch of props together as one big prop and import it in. When we import stuff as a scene, that's kind of just an easier way to kind of group everything together. Once you're completely happy with all the props in your scene, you can save it as a scene and then just import it in as a background or something. But the other way to do it would be to kind of save everything as a hierarchy in a prop and then just save that as one big prop, attach one to another, to another, to another. And then you can import that as one big prop as well. But yeah, unfortunately, when you double click on the scene or you click and drag the scene in, it'll just replace what's there already.
But in any case, what I do recommend is using an editing software, because the best way to work for your computer and for your project is to not have like a full complete animation in Cartoon Animator, because it's gonna take too much and it can crash. I have students who send me project, I cannot open my project, and it's like a 17-minute animation in Cartoon. I'm like, what? No. Like, create like a clip in a video editor. That's the best thing. Like, I would recommend you spend 1 week learning how to use a video editor and then split it in every time you get a camera cut, and each one of those cuts is a project file for Cartoon Animator 5. I mean,
yeah, I kind of feel sorry for those people, because there's a lot of people that have this mindset that like everything has to be in one big project, when in fact that's kind of like the opposite of what you really want when you're producing. So okay, so question from Annie the animator: is there a fast way to create an action menu for birds and animals, the same as for humans? Yeah, you can. I mean, it's not really fast for birds and animals. They do have a number of preset animations in their action menus, but in terms of creating a custom animation for those birds or the animals, you have to kind of animate them manually. For the ones that are not included in content packs or included in the content manager, you do have to animate them manually. But once you animate them manually, you can save them to your character's action menu. I think that should answer your question there. Anything to add there, Mark, in terms of adding stuff?
I don't use birds and animals much, but yes, I believe you should be able to add like action menu with no problem.
Yeah, and there's tutorials on that in the Learning Center. You can always check that out. So Sazid asks, can I reverse my animation? Reverse the animation, I mean, you could do that in like a video editing software is probably where I would do it.
It's faster but if not, what I would do is probably what you're asking is the order of the keyframes. Just do this, right? I don't think there's a function for that. If I really needed it, I would do it manually, like put all the keyframes, like moving them one by one. But that would be the slow way. The fastest way is in an editing software. You can just take this clip, reverse the clip, done.
Yeah, I mean, there's various ways you can do it, but it can be done for sure. Another question from Walter: or the software should give us an option to hit a key all the time we hear the frequency sound.
It's for the music.
Also just kind of like doing live, like a beat matching machine. Yeah.
Like adding markers, that could be interesting with a shortcut
in real time. Yeah, just like dunk, 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 clicking your mouse. That'd be kind of cool.
That is actually what I do in the editing software for my friend. I just add markers for the beat of the music.
Yeah, so that's what I do when I'm making music. I just, use the, I have a Machine MK3. I just kind of press the buttons down when I want to bring like a hi-hat in or a bass or something like that. Question from Anonymous, will Cartoon Animator 5 be compatible with Windows 8.1? Oh man, good question. I don't think so.
Okay.
I wouldn't, I can't, I don't know actually. I can't give you a solid answer on that. Have you heard anything, Mark? I don't think.
I haven't, no.
No.
Honestly.
I wouldn't think so. But yeah, I can't give you a solid answer on that. So sorry, anonymous attendee. I wouldn't think so though at this point, but there's always a chance it could be. Question from Mark. Did I read that Motion Live is free now with Cartoon Animator 5? Yeah, the Motion Live plugin will be embedded into Cartoon Animator 5. Yeah.
Woo.
Yay. Alfonso says, thank you, Alfonso, for being with us. So another question from FQ, you could install 4 in 2 devices, 5 is only in 1 then?
Can you elaborate?
No, I think 5, I think he's talking about how many installations you can have. So you can install on 2 separate machines. Yeah, we're keeping the 2 separate machines for version 5. I don't think there's any way that we're going to change that. So for Cartoon Animator 4, you can install on 2 separate machines with 1 license. The same goes for Cartoon Animator 5. I don't think there's any initiative to change that. So Linda, any hope for Apple being supported again in the future? Unfortunately not, and this is a big announcement as well to you guys. We're not going to be offering Cartoon Animator 5 for the Mac. So for the Mac users, we apologize. There's just too many complications really involved in the whole motion capture aspect of it. Apple doesn't really support the API of motion capture as much. So there's a lot of complications involved there. We figured it would take too much resources. So at this point, Cartoon Animator 4 is going to be the last Mac version. Cartoon Animator 5 will be PC only. So unfortunately for the Mac people, you can still run it on a Mac, using Boot Camp or something like that, but it won't be a native Mac version. So just be aware of that.
Yeah, like all the Mac users just yeah, sorry for that.
Gosh darn it. That's the price of technology advancing though. Sometimes we're a medium-sized company. We don't really have
when you get to that fork in the road, because it's a big choice. Like, should we invest like millions of dollars to develop it also on Mac? I mean, if you can afford it, then yes, but it's a tough call. So yeah. Oh no, I'm a Mac user. So yes, exactly as that's sad news.
Again, you can use it, but you have to use an emulator or like Boot Camp or something like that for a PC version.
Yes, I actually a lot of my students use Mac, and they were like, "No, Mark, tell them like it's just a tough call." I mean, it's easy for us to just sit down. Nah, you should do it on Mac also. You should also bring me tea, right? Just sitting down and imagining, but doing it, it's really tough. Like Parallels. I actually, when I had a Mac, I used Parallels.
John just threw in the chat window there a link for Parallels, which allows you to run Windows on a Mac as well. So yeah, check out that link in the Zoom that John, or in the chat window rather, that John gracefully placed there for us. Samson, again, is Cartoon Animator 5 for Windows 10 or 11? Yeah, both 10 and 11 will be fine for Cartoon Animator 5. One last question from Donald, recommending added software like Krita and Inkscape and Pinnacle Studio. Yeah, all of those are great. I use Inkscape myself on my other PC as a free kind of image editor. Pinnacle Studio I've used in the past. I don't think that's free anymore. I could be wrong. But Krita I haven't gotten into yet. But yeah, there's some other alternative editing software for for character creation and everything like that. Cool. I think that we are we're basically all done the Q&A. There's no more questions. Cool. Yeah, little bit ahead of time. That's awesome.
Alrighty.
Raise the roof. That's really old school. That's like from 20 years ago now.
I'm still there. Ooh.
We're still
Alrighty.
rocking it. Awesome. Yeah, thanks everyone so much again for attending, and thank you so much, Mark, for giving that presentation for us. Again, I think it was really useful to a lot of people here, and we have a ton of attendees. And don't forget to fill out the survey again, guys, for the content store discount. Always looking forward to new future webinars with Mark, and any topics that you guys want to learn about. Feel free to put that in the feedback form as well. So yeah, let's just say adios to everyone, and we'll see you in the next webinar. Thanks, guys.
Take care, guys. Love you. Take care. Bye-bye.